Hey, Boo.
Hey.
I thought I turned off the phone. We're talking about Mosaic, and while I got you on the phone, will you tell Seth how good Mosaic Hospital was to you?
Oh.
My daughter, starting in 10 years old, she was getting unbearable to stay at home. She had physical and mental abilities of hitting, punching. My daughter landed up when she was in Maryville. Maryville put her in Mosaic Hospital, which is an acute care unit, which you're only supposed to be there for only 10 days. My daughter landed up there 11 months.
Mental health isn't going away. And I think being able to connect people to the appropriate resources in a timely fashion is really what is going to help them and help our community navigate this overwhelming challenge that we are faced with.
2 years ago, we started essentially with a committee of very interested and passionate people from different walks of life as far as professions are concerned. And we're just with the task of how do we address mental health. What we realized is once we started getting into the people that are affected in the court system with mental health, it really just expanded from there, and it blew up to see how literally the lack of resources that we have up here in Northwest Missouri.
Obviously, is of tremendous importance to individuals and families and just people in this community that mental health is better supported.
Mental Health Board, I think that is the perfect catalyst to bring the community together. We just need more individuals who could show up at those meetings, participate, assist, help, bring ideas. But I think we have an infrastructure in place right now to assist us all.
And now here we are, year 3. People are communicating with one another, from community mental health centers to the hospital to the university to the judicial system.
The gala and having people tell their stories, I think really kind of brought it to the forefront. And so I think we've come a long ways, and I'm pretty excited about the future.
What did Joy do?
Me a cake.
And what did the staff do? What the nurses do?
Say happy birthday to me.
My daughter, if you don't have a birthday for her, she'll go in a corner and be so depressed for a week and a half, and we can't get her out of it. And I explained this to Joy, and I said, I know you're acute care unit, but is there any way that we can make something for my daughter? They did not have to do that. Every single one of those nurses, the skilled people, they have done over and above of loving, respecting, understanding, caring. And to this day, my daughter still states how beautiful Mosaic was.
Right now in Maryville, our average length of stay is 5.6 days. That is a very short amount of time, but I only get that average length of stay by throwing out our outliers. We've had a couple within the last couple years who have stayed on our unit for close to a year.
Everybody needs to know that this just isn't affecting adults. We're seeing a huge problem with juveniles. Big spike in that in the last several years, especially since COVID.
They're in a crisis. It's a one-time in their life thing, but the need is not going to go away, and it's certainly growing from what we see.
Kids are not being taught how to self-regulate their emotions, so they just feel everything amplified. And that's been the big change in our education, is how can we teach those kids to self-regulate? But also we have had to change our philosophy in, we do have some adults that are struggling with self-regulation. So if the adult in the situation cannot regulate themselves, there's no way that they can handle the child and teach them how to regulate.
I think the initiative to try to get into the schools is wonderful. You know, and even just the logistics. You think about somebody who lives in Worth County and kids go to Grant City. By the time you drive to our clinic, it's an hour session, and then drive back. That kid has missed 3 hours of their day. And the idea of being able to have access to an iPad or technology where they could go and they could meet with their therapist for a short time and then go back to class is as important, because then it's not adding another stress.
So working at the university, what we've noticed is that as these skills are being taught in the pre-K through 12 programs. When they come into the university setting, they have that resilience, they have that ability to cope. The stronger that we can make our children, the stronger our emerging adults and adults will be in this community as well.
We're helping individuals, we're helping them through their mental health issues, but that doesn't always translate into tremendous growth in a positive way. We have to look at it at not just a regional level, but a state level.
We've got the organization in place now to start doing more good, but we haven't been able to raise funds sufficient enough to get more social workers, counselors, providers up here in Northwest Missouri just yet.
We are very short on space. We used to try to keep census around 12, that's where we would run. Our unit feels crowded when we have a census of 8. People need to have their own space. It is difficult for some people to even have a roommate. Some of our patients I can't assign a roommate to.
I think we also can use some help on the training end. We still need some help with clinicians, especially in our rural area. We need more folks who are out and about, who can screen individuals and talk with individuals. But I really believe we need something on the prevention end so that we can train everyone on how to deal with anxiety, how to deal with depression.
What was one of your favorite staff members?
Joy.
Joy. What was the last thing I forgot what you made with her? Oh, I know what it was. Remember she helped you make green bean casserole?
Yeah.
Back of this year, they found Rest Care. And Rest Care, she's now living in Joplin. And she's doing very, very well. Between Joy and every staff member that I met, mostly all of them, they were respectful, loving, caring, anything that I need to be asked, anything I needed to do, or any kind of thing that needs to be done. They stepped up and went way beyond than anybody that of all the places that she has been. I hope that Mosaic will get the funding. You have a great hospital, a great staff. They did everything in their power to help me, and especially help my daughter.
What delivers good care is people that are passionate and who really care. And we have that on that unit in Maryville.
There's just a lot of work and a lot of individuals who put a lot of time and effort to ensure that it's safe, that we're doing things right, and that we're constantly communicating.
We definitely need more resources and help, and to be together, united in this front.
When I first started 40-some years ago, the team approach was non-existent in anything. And I think this community has got some very bright people in it.
This isn't going to go away. It won't be going away. But the way that we intervene, we can do better, and we are doing better. When we look at the progress over the last 2 years and going into this 3rd year, some great things have happened. People coming together.
Judges from the Missouri Supreme Court have reached out and give us their support of this program, of this idea that multiple counties and the court systems working together to address mental health crisis in our community.
People are answering the phone, people are picking up the phone, we are getting screeners, we're getting help, but there's still not places for children to go.
I think the expansion and the idea of providing a safe place for people to be able to discuss their problems, it gives them comfort.
You know, just the space to work with those kids and have a playroom and have a really positive, healing environment for the families when they do come in to see us.
What I would like to see happen is a program for sort of intensive outpatient therapy so that we can prevent hospitalizations for our children and adolescents.
As we continue to adjust, we continue to advocate, we continue to nurture and care, and we continue to procure additional mental health resources so that individuals, when they're going through a crisis or an issue or a concern, that they can get immediate help that's close and that's affordable.
Here to heal.
Here to heal.
Here to heal.
Here to heal.
Here to heal.